Greetings, petrolheads. Welcome back to Automation, the car company tycoon game. You may have noticed that by now that the Marina names, the model names, always have something to do with fire or something like that. And what has to do with fire and is cheap and easy for everybody to afford? A match, for example, a matchstick, a match, yeah. And yeah, this is another one of those like pseudo-practical cars. And it is extremely light. It is a 3-door hatchback, and it looks, well, basically the first time I saw this this body shop pop up in 1972 and clicked on it, it was like, oh, this looks like a Renault 5. This is exactly what a Renault 5 would like. This is exactly the body shop you would use to build a Renault 5, and we just gotta make a car with this body because honestly, I think the Renault 5 is one of my favorite rally cars. It just looked so bonkers, and therefore I decided to make a car with this body as well. As always, we have a space frame chassis. The wishbones are around fiberglass panels, but not as always. This is actually mid-engined. Yeah, that tiny little engine back there. And yeah, we have the signature grille. We have dual round headlights with a round indicator right underneath. Big vents, big lip. No vents on the bonnet, which isn't the bonnet in this case. Then we have a wing right over the rear windshield, which I think looks kind of cool and very rally inspired. And some simple taillights with big vents that also carry the reverse lights and dual exhausts. I think it looks very clean on the rear, but still, it still shows its sporty ambitions. Overall, I think I'm pretty content with the looks of this thing. I like it, and it's obviously wearing British racing green because, you know, so that everyone can see that this is meant for racing. Again, Marina is supposed to be British. And I don't know why it didn't save the the name here. It is rear-wheel drive because there's no all-wheel drive yet. It has a 1 liter all aluminum dual overhead cam 16-valve inline 4-valve per cylinder, of course. Forged internals. Aggressive cam profile, running up to 8,000 RPM, making 100 horsepower, 74.2 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, I like I like how it shows the point whatever when it's under 100. I think this is the first engine in a long time that I'm building which makes some double-digit numbers when it comes to horsepower or torque. This does have mechanical injection, front per cylinder, performance intake. Look at that. And then long tubular exhaust. I was kind of tempted to go with race exhaust. Maybe we should do that. It only gives us 2 more horsepower. And it actually weighs more. I didn't think race exhaust would weigh more than the standard long tubular exhausts. Whatever. In any case, 100 horsepower out of 1 liter, actually pretty good. 5-speed gearbox, again 3rd gear tops out at 100. I think we should make this a lot shorter, the final drive. Yeah, okay. 205 tires in the rear, 165s on the front, sports tires, 15-inch rims, which look pretty big on this car. That's obviously for the show, for the prestige. And then they're made from alloy. We could put magnesium rims on here. That would make it a little bit more expensive though. And I'm not sure if that's worth it here. Fitting 2 pistons all around makes it more drivable. Actually, 1 piston all around is just fine. I'm gonna play around a little bit more with the balance though. Okay, so making them smaller on the front is better. So 255s front, 250s rear seems to be the best balance. Okay. And we don't have brake fit, yeah, that's right. No under tray. A little bit of wing hangers going on, front and rear. We want that little bit of downforce that we can get to make this thing corner even better than it already would, being as light as it is. Cooling airflow is a little bit more than we need. There we go. Sport interior 4 seats again to kind of make this thing a pseudo-practical. And no entertainment, because reasons, lightness. Standard safety, gas monotube dampers, really low ride height. Except it's actually not that low, but low for this car. I don't know why the ride height on this thing is pretty much the same as on a truck in this game. Like, I don't think that's very realistic. But in any case, we got 100 horsepower, we got 45.3 drivability, which is real good. 661 kilograms of weight. And as a result, even with the 100 horsepower that this thing makes, it'll do 0 to 100 in 7.1 seconds and a quarter mile in 4th gear probably. Yep, at the top of 4th gear in 15.6. For a 1 liter hatchback in 1972, that's actually pretty good. That's real good, but it's not a particularly economical car. That's the one downside to this aggressive engine tune, of course. And again, like, do we care? Probably not. I don't know, is this more economical than a first generation Golf GTI? Because if it is, then that's a strong point of this car. Actually, I know the Golf GTI came out a few years later than 1972, but you know, overall I think as a small, practical, sporty hatchback, basically the granddaddy of hot hatchbacks, if you will, I think it does pretty damn well. Because the first generation Golf GTI wasn't actually all that quick. I mean, it was quick for its time, but compared to this, I don't think it would be able to keep up. It had 110 horsepower, so top speed may have been a little bit higher. But yeah, as far as cornering and also like acceleration right from a standstill goes, I don't think the Golf GTI would be able to keep up. Speaking of cornering, obviously the automation test track has a lot of straights in it, a lot of longer straights, but let's see how it does nonetheless. .234. Considering how little power this thing has, that's actually pretty damn good. Yeah, so this is basically I don't want to say it, but it's basically a Miata in a hatchback shape. And again, obviously the Miata came a lot later, but what I mean is it's small, it's very agile, it's got the traction because it's got a small and not particularly powerful engine, but that makes it so it's very balanced. It can handle all of its power at all times, which is not something you can say about all sports cars today. And that's what ultimately would make it fun, I think. So let me know what you guys think about this car. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Leave a like or a comment if you did. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.